Hello, and congratulations! You have found your way to episode 167 of Convincing Idiots. On this week's episode, we are discussing so many things, including Dave Filoni's new promotion within Star Wars. Gonna want to hear about that. As well as we will be reminiscing about our days of getting Crunk in the club, and our kids doing it right these days. Are they even trying? And for our main segment, stick around to the end, we are talking about some of our favorite jerseys of all time. Jerseys, uniforms across all variations of sports. We are giving you, as always, our personal Mount Rushmores. So, stick around. Without further ado, let's start the show.
All right. Test.
Test.
Call it again?
Convincing Idiots.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the Millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got the whole poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Caucasian.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial.
I'm Brian Gen X.
And my name is Nicholas, and I am a millennial, and we are Convincing Idiots, or, as we are better known in some circles, Food Club brand Smartless. We are Convincing Idiots, a weekly podcast of three friends representing three different generations who get together to talk about nerd and pop culture items of the day. So if you've not already done so, let this be your formal invitation to please go find us on your favorite social media accounts. Please feel free to like, subscribe, rate, review, follow, all those wonderful things. Leave a comment, leave a review. We appreciate those. Rather than list all of those for you, I would just invite you to go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots link tree, and there you will find links, as the tree would suggest, to all of our social media accounts. You can find that information and so much more on our website. That's convincingidiots.wordpress.com. Along with our links, you can also find our merch store. You can, the holiday season is upon us. You may want to buy something for your loved ones, perhaps a stocking stuffer with one of these lovely three faces that you see before you today. So feel free to check that out as well. So yeah, there you go. You can have any lovely face here, or even Dean's on a mug, on a shirt, anything you wish. Lovely, be lovely.
Jerk.
Maybe if you want to get somebody a gag gift, you get him a Dean mug.
Mm.
You should be so lucky.
Yeah,
I should be.
nice white elephant gift. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So yeah, we are fresh off of a holiday here. So, Dean, how was your holiday? How was your Thanksgiving? How was all that?
My Thanksgiving was good. We went down to Hocking Hills, the four of us, the family, and Megan's mother and her husband, and Megan's sister and her husband as well, and their kid. We all went down, did some hiking and hot tubbing, and ate some food. It was fun. It was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hocking Hills is a nice state park in Ohio. If you get,
did you hawk anything in them hills?
Yeah,
I did. I hiked a lot of hills actually.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But I do apologize. I'm as well as Brian and I think Nick's not sick. He's just ugly. We're fighting some sort of like head colds or chest.
I am a picture of youth. I'm feeling vibrant. I'm feeling alive.
Is that why you can't grow a proper beard?
My air passages are clear. It's just wonderful.
Okay, good. I'm fucking happy for you. Bitch, breathe in. Everything's good. You know, enjoyed the week off. Missed you fellas, or at least one of you. You know, it was good. I can't even make that joke because you weren't even on the week before. So it's been like a long time since you've been on, Nick.
Yeah.
I was here the last time we did an episode.
No,
we just didn't record last week.
Tim was on the week before that because you were at the play.
Who's Tim?
The guy that takes your fucking place.
Astrophysicist. Who the fuck is Tim? You guys are making shit up.
What the fuck is this?
I'm being gaslit. I'm like, I was here, I think, and then
2 weeks ago.
Tim. Okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked about real smart stuff for a fucking change. It was nice.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Not one Taylor Swift reference. Not one.
That's a shame.
That's right.
I bet your views and listenership went way down that week.
It did. It did plummet slightly.
Mm-hmm.
But this week should be different. I mean, we went back and forth. I know we were going to talk about the size of our dicks. Brian said, there wasn't enough in that subject to talk about, so we had to change it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I am looking forward to this episode and many more. But before we get to that, Brian, why don't you tell us how your Thanksgiving was and how you have been doing over the past week or so?
Good, man. I mean, like you say, I'm still fighting off this congestion, so forgive me if I cough a little bit to our listeners and viewers out there. Lovely Thanksgiving. Cooked again. I've been cooking the last couple of years now, so I found it's not that hard. It's enjoyable. Made a nice turkey and the normal fixings.
Tell that to my wife.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, my lovely mother and girlfriend came over. Allie's mom was going to join us as well, but she was not up to it. Not feeling that well.
Not many people are up to hanging out with you, but
that's you got to muster it up. I understand.
Yeah.
But it was a nice day, nice relaxing day. I got Christmas decorations up, and then Saturday went out with my beautiful daughter's boyfriend, Joey. Invited me out to watch the Ohio State-Michigan football games, even though our team did not win, Ohio State, but we had a nice time hanging out. So it was a great day hanging out with him. Yeah,
I bet he said a bunch of stupid stuff.
No, not at all. Not at all. It was just a nice day, nice guy. Enjoyed it. And that's it. I'm back to work this week, and here we are. So Nick, how are you, sir? How was your holiday?
I'm well. It was lovely. I stopped at the in-laws, stopped at my parents, had turkey twice, yams
How are my
twice.
parents?
It was delicious. Them. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, they're fine.
Good.
They haven't asked about you though, but they're fine.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
No.
But yeah, it was a nice holiday. Same as we always do. You know, make the stops and get fed everywhere along the way. So it was nice. Nice little weekend. Got the Christmas tree up. And decorated. We're ready to go there. The inside of my house is decorated. The outside still needs the lights and everything. So that'll be this weekend's project probably. But we're in the holiday season. We got to do the Christmas walk downtown. We always do that around Lake Ann and Barberton. They put the lights up and all that stuff. Everybody walks around. So it was a nice time as always there.
It's gonna be the first year we haven't done that with you guys in a long time.
Yeah.
We didn't have the kids this weekend, so.
Okay,
That's why we didn't join you.
Yeah.
The kids were at the others, so John came over and we watched some wrestling.
Oh, okay, there you go. Nice. Yep. But it was a good time. Nice little Christmas walk. What else was I going to say? Let's see. Oh, well, of course, Saturday. Watched a hell of a fucking football game. Great outcome. It really was. An incredible game. Anytime I can see Michigan beat Ohio State, I'm happy, but this was much closer than the last couple years. So
that's true. It was.
It really was a hell of a game, and it could have honestly gone either way. It came down to whoever made the big play last, and that was the Blue. So, but it was a really good game, a lot of fun. So good shit all the way around. I think the only one of my team, other than the I had a good football weekend. Cowboys in Michigan won.
What is it? What do they call
lost.
that stadium? What do they call that dumb stadium?
A big house.
Big house.
Mm-hmm. The big house, baby. Yeah.
You gotta be prepared when your rival's coming into the big house.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because what you're gonna need, in fact, is home insurance for that big house. And who are you gonna call? You're gonna call Blake Insurance.
Blake Insurance.
No, Blake Insurance.
Right.
Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located right here in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, and business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. That's right, free 5-minute quote today. When you tell them that the sad fans of Ohio State told you to call them.
Some stuffy-headed guy on the internet told me to call you.
I'm going to stuff your head with something.
Well, we've been out for a couple of weeks here, guys. Have you seen anything interesting and you want to mention an idiot?
Nope.
Nick, why don't we start with you, Nick?
I've seen everything. I've seen all the things.
You ain't seen shit.
I've seen so much shit. Well, let me start off with this, if you don't believe me. I'm proud to report that I have not only finished Ashoka, but I have also finished season 3 of The Mandalorian. I am done with both of them now. I have watched all of them.
Okay, what'd you think?
I thought they were both very good. I've also seen movies such as Ahsoka was good. Really enjoyed it. Very entertaining the whole way through. I will say, The Mandalorian still holds the fucking title, though. It just does. And as I'm watching it, and I'm watching the last couple episodes, and I don't know if I've ever discussed this with you guys or not before, but I feel like whoever pitched the Mandalorian, there's no reason it should work. Correct. It's stupid. The premise is dumb. It's a father-son cop buddy thing, but the dad's a Boba Fett and the son is a Yoda and he's a baby. Oh, and also it makes human baby sounds, which I fucking despise. It's the only thing that makes it a 9.5 instead of a 10. It fucking drives me insane that Grogu makes human infant baby noises.
But if
be
you
creative, make it sound
correctly,
like something else.
But if you listen correctly, those Gugus and Gagas are backwards.
They.
Yeah,
Gaga and Gugu.
You got to pay attention.
Yeah. But it was like, there's really, as a premise, it kind of is silly when you break it down, like what it shouldn't work, but it does. They write it so well, and it works, and it's such a great show.
It's
once again, yes, yeah, it is. So I thoroughly enjoyed them both. Officially caught up on that. Have also watched the Blue Beetle. And on Max, and I'll be goddamn, that is hands down the best DC movie I've fucking seen. Wow, that was fun. That was a really good movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed that
it too. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
All right, I'll watch it.
A lot of fun. Right. Nothing else DC's done even comes close, and it's not. This is more of a testament to what DC's done more than it is the Blue Beetle, because I enjoyed the Blue Beetle. It was fun. It was a middle-of-the-road Marvel movie, probably, but it was fun and interesting and really funny. A lot of humor in it. But in comparison to everything else DC's done, oh my god, it blew everything totally away. But yeah, I really, really liked the Blue Beetle. Thought the lead actor was fantastic. What's his face? George Lopez is fantastic.
Yeah, George Lopez is great. Yeah.
Yeah. So really just enjoyable movie. Like the family dynamic with all of them together is fantastic. And I really, really enjoyed it. So that was a lot of fun. And
it's like the DC version of Ms. Marvel, sort of.
Okay.
Like Kamala Khan, he's sort of like, that's how I struck him as maybe this in that realm. Now he's older, he's a college graduate, but it's in that realm of the Latino, like you said, Latino family dynamic. Kind of a average kid, family problems, this, that, and the other. I don't know. It has that feel to it to me. But yeah, I'm with you. I enjoyed it as well. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. And then the last thing I watched was Leo. We watched Leo on Netflix on Thanksgiving evening. I don't know if you've seen
DiCaprio?
commercials for it, but it's no, not that one.
No.
It is an animated family movie made by Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler and Bill Burr are the voices of the what is he, an iguana or something, and
Yeah, it
a
looked like
turtle.
it.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So there's been a lot of like really great family movies that also have a lot of jokes that are for adults and things like that. A lot of the humor's for adults. This one was even more so to that degree, and I really liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun. Just a very different take on kind of like a kids movie. Definitely I felt like a really full family movie because the kids really enjoyed it. But there was just a lot in it for adults and for parents especially. So I would definitely check that out. Even if you don't have kids, it's a fun movie to watch. So yeah, that's about it for me.
Very good.
Right on. Brian, what about you?
I saw a few things as well. Obviously, I just mentioned Blue Beetle too. Couple movies sometimes it's just like paying around and look for just movies that seem interesting. Haven't heard anything about them. And I got a couple of decent ones I caught on Amazon Prime. I rented. Excuse me. Bottoms. Now, Bottoms came out in 2023.
Bottoms.
The movie's called Bottoms, and it means they're sort of like girls that are on the bottom of. I think that's what it means. They're sort of on the bottom of the high school.
See, Nick was all excited. He heard you watched a movie called The Bottoms, and he was all about it.
About something on the bottom, yeah. So I was
like these two girls are it's a comedy, the dramedy comedy type of thing. It's like a high school drama type of deal with funny stuff. Two friends, they're lesbian girls in high school, and basically the premise is they're losers, they're the bottoms, if you will. No one likes them. They not popular and everything else, and they're trying to find a way to date popular cheerleaders that they've singled out. One of which is, if you've not seen her, Kaya Jordan. She's the daughter of Cindy Crawford. It looks almost exactly like her mother. It's really pretty striking. Beautiful girl, and some good acting and everything. So they get into some trouble, and they devise a scheme that they're going to create sort of a girls' self-defense or like a fight club. And that's sort of the premise. They create this fight. It's funny. Marshawn Lynch used to play for the Seahawks. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's a teacher in this movie. He's funny.
Is this Netflix?
No, you have to rent it. It's on Amazon Prime for rent.
Okay.
You probably can find another streaming services as well. So, yeah, but it's just interesting. A lot of things happen. It's sort of a outlandish kind of comedy type of thing. So just check it out if you're looking for something fun and interesting. I saw Dumb Money. Now this is on also for rent. It's also a new movie in 2023. Paul Dano, who played the Riddler in the Batman movie.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Seth Rogen is in this. Pete Davidson. There's a few folks here. It's the story of the GameStop stock. You might remember it's a fairly recent news story where so it's a true story. It's based on a true story where Paul Dano plays a guy that he kind of starts this whole internet show and trend to buy up stock in GameStop. He thought it was a legit thing at first. He thought the stock should have had more value than it was, and excuse me, all these people start buying the stock, and it rose the price of GameStop stock ridiculously. And then people started trading on it for free using this, the Robinhood app at the time. And it just got crazy, out of control. But it's good. A lot of people are in this. It's a very interesting movie. It's funny. Definitely worth a watch if you're looking for something. It's sort of like I don't want to say it's like a trading places type of deal. It's like the financials part of it. I'm not really that savvy in that respect. You sort of have to pay attention and understand how that's working. But it's true. It worked, and they cornered the market, and some of them made a lot of money. Some people lost a lot of money for sure. But Yeah, definitely worth a watch. That's Dumb Money. There's a new Squid game show on Netflix. It's based on the series, but these are real people playing like Squid Game type games. Obviously, no one's getting killed, but it's funny. They do have
that's
I'm
not
out.
the same.
they do put like shot like pellets inside their uniform, so like you get shot, you're eliminated, and they have to sort of lay down like they've been shot when they're eliminated type of deal.
Okay.
But it's people in a room. So then you have the reality show dynamics of real people in a room. You got the whole people going into building groups and different things like that, and they interview people and stuff like in any reality show. But there's some interesting games and competitions. It's pretty cool. So I would recommend. There's like a few episodes out so far on Netflix. Go check out that Squid Game. Fargo season 5 I started to watch with John Hamm. 3 episodes in so far.
Yeah,
It's a true story. Just it's bonkers. It's one of those stories where you can't believe that it's really real. I'm not going to really get into it here. I'll just say John Hamm was a great villain in this as a local town sheriff. Plus, you get to see John Hamm with nipple rings. I mean, come on.
Oh my goodness! Really?
I don't know what else. I don't know what else you want. Really.
Oh,
John
wow.
Hamm in a hot tub with a cowboy hat, nipple rings. I mean, really,
I'm sold.
Yeah.
It's worth the view right there. That's the main stuff that I've watched over the past couple of weeks here. Dean, how about you, sir?
I'm currently watching behind the camera here is I forget just how goddamn good it is. Django Unchained. It's just so good.
Oh yeah.
The Django.
Great.
Django.
That's it's one of his best movies.
It really is. It's all of them, like the whole cast, and Christoph Waltz is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Nope. I watched. There's a couple. Brian, I don't know if I mentioned it last week. Did I mention last week the Monarch Legacy of Monsters?
I don't remember. I don't think
That's
so.
the new Godzilla movie.
Yeah, no, it's new Godzilla TV show.
Oh,
actually? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
on like Apple Plus, but it's it's Monarch kind of. I don't know. It's not great. I mean, I watched it. I hope it gets better. Got to give a lot of shows, the first couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the acting isn't great. But it has what's his name?
Well, like most episodes, by the way, you need to give it a good 167.
Right.
You just have to. You know what I'm saying? then it starts to pick up a little bit after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The problem with that theory, Brian, is you're advertising to people who are no longer listening.
Right.
They'd have to get this far to hear that.
Yeah, exactly.
What Ego in the Guardians of the Galaxy? Jesus, why I'm blanking on his name.
Keep going. Go ahead. It's fine.
Anyways, doesn't matter. The show's fine. You see glimpses of monsters, flashbacks to monsters. I'm only 2 in. You don't see a lot of monsters, right? As much as you'd want. It kind of gives a backstory on some people that weren't even in the movies. So, but you do actually.
Okay.
You do
Wyatt Russell and Kurt Russell's in that.
That's right.
They played the same character.
Russell? They do younger version when they're telling the story of back in the day.
I
they
love Wyatt Russell.
And then you just actually in the second episode get to meet old Kurt Russell.
Okay.
So, but yeah, again, it's fine. And then I watched. Actually, we went. Megan and I went and seen an adult movie. It was The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti.
Paul
Giamatti's in a porno?
No. It's called The Holdovers. Oh. It's about a college, like a boys' prep school in the 70s, where they have winter break, and then the kids that don't get to go home all have to stay, on campus, and they elect one teacher to watch over them for the winter break. And Paul Giamatti's old crotchety teacher he's the one. But the thing is what the coolest thing about it was definitely a throwback to the 70s. Not only just like the time period, but also like the way the movie started. No, we didn't get to see that. I was hoping, but Paul kept his pants on. It starts with the old Warner Brothers logo. There's no previews to it, and it's visually looks like it was made in the 70s. They did a very good job. It's definitely a throwback in every form there is. It was very good. I highly recommend it. It's like 2 hours long. It's a pretty long movie, but definitely worth it. If you like Paul Giamatti, if you like kind of like just old school 70s movies, because the plot line is definitely in that vein of how those movies were written back then. I would recommend that, definitely. And hell, I think that's all I really watch besides really shitty football and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got, boys.
Okay. Very good. Well, we're going to take a break here, guys. We'll do some. We'll take a drink. We'll do some coughing and hacking here for a second here, and then we're going to come back with some pop culture headlines.
Talk about our dicks.
Sure. Yeah, perhaps it'll be a short segment.
Because our penises are small.
I'm glad you're here to explain the jokes. Absolutely.
The minutia, yeah. These are deep jokes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we try to go deep with them.
That's right. Well, yeah.
That's right. That's right. And our Ask an Idiot question coming up. Actually, the word has the term crunk in it. So that's, I don't know if we've ever had the term crunk.
I cannot wait till you explain this to the audience, because
yes.
Would you look at that? It's 2004. Oh my god!
The 4 to 8 paragraph text you sent, I did not care to read, so I don't know what the actual question is. So I'm looking forward to it.
Didn't care to, unable to.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So if you want to hear us use the term crunk in a first segment ever, come back after the break.
Yeah. Four, three.
All right, welcome back to Convincing Idiots. Pop culture headlines here, guys. I don't know if you're that familiar with this. Now, Dean maybe is. Nick, you probably are not. But one of a co-creator of one co-creator.
Boobies.
I hear good things.
You'll love them when you get there. You'll get there, buddy.
You've taken your shirt off in front of me before. I've seen some.
Well, that might have ruined you, because when you see these magnificent bastards, it's going to be difficult to really appreciate anything different. I'm sorry.
And Dean saw Paul Giamatti's the other day in that movie.
Yeah,
I think as well.
In the adult film, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They were delicious.
Yeah. Well, Dean mentioned that movie looked like it was from the 70s, and this guy was very prominent also in the 70s in children's programming. Marty Krofft just passed away at age 86. So he was the partner of Sid and Marty Krofft shows.
Damn it.
Some very odd, bizarre shows as a kid. One of my favorites for sure, Land of the Lost with the Sleestaks.
Yeah.
He also had some very other odd shows like Sigmund and the Sea Monster. Sid and Marty Krofft also partnered with Hanna-Barbera for creating the Banana Splits, like the set and different some ideas there. Just odd, psychedelic type of shows. They also got into some other variety type shows like let's see here, Donnie and Marie variety show. They did the Brady Bunch Hour, which was like a variety show with the Brady Bunch. Barbara Mandrell, the Mandrell sisters. They had a theme park in Atlanta, briefly. The Bugaloos, Lidsville, Pryor's Place with Richard Pryor. That was on Saturday mornings for a few minutes. Just Bigfoot and Wild Boy, which is just odd, crazy, nuts, bizarre. So you can look up some of these here. I doubt they hold up very well, honestly. But I do remember watching Land of the Lost as a kid. That was something I liked. So it was basically, and they made a movie on it. You might remember with Will Ferrell. It was, family somehow goes back in time with dinosaurs. And oddly, there's like alien creatures in the same world, the Sleestaks that are attacking them. And
there was a TV series on when I was a kid that I used to watch as well,
Sure.
like a Saturday morning Land of the Lost TV series. So obviously not that one, but
yeah,
a revamp of that.
So that's it. It just, for me, it's just another part of childhood is passing on. So it's kind of a, melancholy thing for a second, I guess, for me, although I didn't watch the shows a ton, but, certainly was fully aware of them. Dean, did you watch any of these shows and reruns or anything as a kid, or was that past your time?
No. I watched a few of them. But, they called this guy the innovator of innovation. Just from every variety show that he did, from to all the weirdest characters you possibly do. To have a mind like that and a vision like that, it's just crazy to think that so much. No cough button. So there's so much.
Sorry about that.
I had the courtesy to mute mine.
I apologize. I need to do that.
Just me.
I'm fucking with you. The guy was 85 years old, so it's not exactly like he got in a knife fight the other day.
Right.
He had a great life.
You don't know this man's life.
Brian just read the whole thing to you.
Yeah, he was 86.
86. See, all right, maybe I wasn't listening. No, but to put everything out there as much as he did, partnering up with so many different people, and what a brilliant, beautiful mind, and he'll be missed.
Go watch. You find this clip on YouTube, I'm sure. I saw it not that long ago. I think it was from the Donnie and Marie Variety Hour. They did a Star Wars.
I saw clips of it. It's actually in that new documentary, Disturbance in the Force.
Okay.
They talk about it because Donnie is one of the ones they interview for it.
Okay. Donnie plays like Luke. I think Marie is Leia. Chris Christopherson is like Han Solo.
As he should be, right?
And they have different Star Wars characters. One of the strangest things that you'll ever see. Yeah. Not as strange as the Star Wars holiday special, but it is pretty.
That's got its own special kind of strange.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Well, speaking of Star Wars here, I'm interested to know what you guys think of the recent news that there's now a new chief creative officer at Lucasfilm. They gave it to Dave Filoni, so he will now be in charge.
That was the fanciest way anybody's ever said that guy's name.
Filoni. Just so as not to confuse it with baloney.
Am I saying it wrong? How do you say it?
It's Filoni.
Filoni?
It's the I is not pronounced. It's Filoni.
Filoni. Gotcha.
Felony.
So he has overseen the Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, Ahsoka, but now he has a new role at Lucasfilm, Chief Creative Officer. He still holds the title of Executive Vice President, which he received in 2020. So just giving him more control over the content and everything. So he's
I think
basically
we said
saying,
it before.
Did we? I think I said it was maybe going to do it. I don't know.
I was going to say, but we had. I think we collectively said before. Star Wars
they should give it to him.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
they need a somebody at the helm, a creative control guy that's creative and not executives controlling it.
Yep. So there you go. And he's saying he's not looking to take everything over. The filmmakers are going to make their films and so forth. But like you say, they have one.
He is going to have the creative
one singular
direction.
guy. Exactly right. So
It's hard to argue with the track record. I mean, everything that you just listed off there are some of the glowing spots in Star Wars, in recent history. So, I mean, that's a good sign.
I agree.
He's what, 10 years too late?
Yeah, the sequels, yeah, definitely.
Yep. If he would have come on and had creative control from the beginning,
mm-hmm.
and
that would have been a lot better product for sure. Those sequels,
totally different.
Yep, absolutely. And they said everything they've already planned is still moving. The new Daisy Ridley movie will be there. The Mandalorian movie that they're planning, and the one that's way before, way before this. The other stories. All that stuff's still in the works, but. I don't know. Well, you guys already said some of it here. So, any other thoughts on this, Dean? You think so? You obviously think it's a good direction to go.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Dave Filoni was kind of sat at the right hand of George Lucas throughout the Clone Wars. That's where he learned this. That's where he helmed his career, is being taught by George Lucas. So this isn't somebody, just a fan coming in, although he is. He also has had the ear and has the fucking goddamn phone number. George Lucas comes to these sets now and visits because of Dave Filoni. So it is in the right hands going forward. If there's any way to get a time machine and fix the sequels, it'd be great. But let's go forward and let's see what he can retroactively in the future fix. I don't know if that's possible or that makes sense, but yeah, good call. I like it.
Okay. Nick, what do you think? Any other thoughts?
No, I mean, I agree with what Dean just said there. I mean, like I said, the things that you listed off are some of the better things to come out of Star Wars in recent memory. So, I mean, that makes me feel a little bit better. I mean, about where it's headed and the fact that he's in control of it. So we'll just see what happens, I guess. I mean, what's done is done. Yep. So there's that. But I've learned to just kind of appreciate Star Wars for the things that I enjoy about it, and then just kind of ignore the things that I don't. So, I can just pretend everything stopped after Return of the Jedi and just be like, Star Wars was cool. That's where it all stopped.
Do you think that there's now a chance, and we've heard rumors of this before, that they take the sequels and branch those off as a different alternate universe in the timeline, and he goes back and does something different?
It would be interesting to see if it would be received from the fans and the diehard fans, because ultimately you do have, you need to create your own story, but you still have to listen to the fans. And would they accept, would you guys accept it? Would you guys go, you know what? So you want the sequels, no matter how shitty they are, to continue to be canon.
I'm sick of the multiverse shit from everyone all the time, always, everywhere.
But if you can get Luke Skywalker,
everyone's doing it.
If you could get the old Luke Skywalker the way he should have been, you wouldn't accept that?
No. At the end of the day, I don't want Star Wars to rip off other comic book things. I want Star Wars to be Star Wars, and like I said, I wanted, in my head, Star Wars just ends at Return. I don't need it to be more. I don't need more. I don't need everything from these people until they die.
Why would you continue to watch them?
Because we do this podcast. I mean, I really probably wouldn't if I'm good with Return of the Jedi. I don't need to see any of these. I don't really like. I mean, Ahsoka was the one that I was the most excited to see, but I watched them to keep up with what's going on. But I'm not over the top interested in any of it anymore. Really, it's just all kind of. The Disney Star Wars really fucked me. I was just like, I'm kind of done with this. It's just, It kind of took the storyline to, it was going down a path that I couldn't follow, and that's just kind of where it was. But I mean, I don't
shit on the prequels and then quote them.
Oh, I like the prequels. It's the last three I don't like.
Oh, you're going storyline chronologically when saying
correct.
Ending with I didn't know if you were stopping.
No, I wouldn't. No, I would have prequels. Yeah, great. Prequels.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it stops in my head. I'm just cutting it off. It stops. But no, it's there's a level of fun, right? We've talked about it at great length, and I'm not trying to drag this out longer a conversation it needs to be, but like we have all discussed, we all grew up with Star Wars. We love Star Wars. There's that nostalgia effect. There's the fact that it's involved in Star Wars. There's something a little bit fun to it. It's nowhere near the same thing, though. Even as good as these series are and things like that, it's nowhere near the excitement level or the interest or intrigue that I had in any of those movies. It's just not quite the same thing. But I don't want to see like everyone's doing multiverse everything. Like Marvel just made such a huge thing out of it, and it was so popular. The DC's like, oh, we can recast all of these different Batman, and we can do different versions of this, and we can do. And now everybody, and like, I mean, I know I'm sure it's in comics too, but like, I was
just say their
I don't need that.
origins aren't out of nowhere.
I don't need that from Star Wars. Like, I don't want Star Wars doesn't. I mean, yes, it's outer space and galaxies, and certainly it's conceivable, but now it just feels like you're ripping off what everyone else is doing to make more money. And it's just like, I don't need that from Star Wars. Star Wars, I would rather, like you said, I'd rather have them do it shittily than go back and just try to rip off something else that other people have already been doing. It's just, I don't know. Personally, I don't know.
I don't know. I if you could give me the Luke Skywalker we were meant to have, I would at least entertain the thought.
Brian.
Yeah, they could do some of that. I don't know that they would, if the current Rey, if the new Rey movie was not in the works, then I think there would be a stronger consideration for that option. But, the fact that they're bringing her on, and as we know, they're going to set that movie like 15 years past the last movie. I think it's an opportunity, as we've said before on the show here too, to fix or clean up a lot of that stuff. And you still could bring in, Force Ghost Luke Skywalker. And maybe, Mark Hamill, I'm sure, is still willing to do stuff. He definitely embraces the role for sure. So I would be surprised if, that Mark Hamill does not make an appearance in this movie as more of a powerful Jedi Luke. Or they continue to weave the young Luke into some of this stuff here to kind of fix some of that. I don't know. But I don't think they're going to do that now.
You think they're going to try to get the real ghost of Carrie Fisher?
To float her way back in?
Or something? Yeah, float her way back in? Yeah. Yeah, terrible. Yeah. I don't know. But I agree with you guys. I think it's a great creative direction for Star Wars to put it all into one person who is truly a fan.
Yep.
Knows the content, grew up with it. He's not looking to screw it up.
Was mentored by George Lucas.
There you go. So I think it's in good hands. Absolutely. Yep. All right. Well, kind of speaking of mentors passing things down, if you want sort of a feel-good moment this week here, I was a huge David Letterman fan as a kid growing up. In the 80s, I watched Late Night with David Letterman all the time, and it was a lot of nice moments with my dad, sitting up late, watching Dave. We both loved Dave Letterman and all the stuff he used to do when he was younger, dropping stuff off buildings and all these fun things he did. He was a good interview, just a funny guy. He left the show, Late Night Show, I think in 2014, and passed it over to Stephen Colbert, who of course is still there today. This week, Dave Letterman made an appearance on the Stephen Colbert Late Show. Go check that out. You can find it on YouTube. Certainly, there's different segments of the interview. Dave just gets a huge, as you might imagine, very nice, warm ovation from the crowd, standing ovation. The band played his old theme. Cool. They had one of Dave's favorite bands played there. The Nationals was a guest band on the show. They recreated a selfie. Dave took a picture of Steven, at that show. He brought Steven on toward the end of Dave's run. Steven let him sit behind the desk again, and they recreated it and stuff like that. Just nice to see David there again talking about it. Yeah, so definitely check that out. Okay, now, Dean, you mentioned this here. Matt Rife, you liked his special on Netflix.
Yeah, he was good.
Have you seen this, Nick? Are you a fan of Matt Rife?
I don't know who that. I mean, I know who he is. I know of him. I've never seen or heard anything from him, but I know he has a Netflix special. Yeah.
Okay. He's taken some heat in social media for he had a domestic violence joke toward the beginning of his set, and what he said basically was, is his way to sort of set the tone basically and see if you laugh at that, kind of bring you in if everything
A lot
else
of comedians do it.
Yeah, so everything else would be kind of less shocking throughout his show. But a lot of people did not like the joke and gave him a lot of,
You know what they should do? They shouldn't laugh at it then.
Go ahead.
That's it. If you don't like the fucking joke, don't laugh at it.
Oh, it's laugh at it. Okay, yeah, I'm with you. That's right.
It's a goddamn joke. That's what it is. He's not preaching the gospel. He's not preaching the fucking the gospel here. He's telling jokes.
Right.
Stupid. That's all jokes. Laugh or don't laugh, or don't fucking watch him. Don't listen to him. You have that option.
All the time I'll turn on a Netflix special and I'll be like, and I can tell quickly if I think they're funny or if I'm going to be annoyed or not, and it's that simple.
It's on the header of my fucking bio on Twitter. That's not funny is a fucking opinion, not a fact.
That's right. So he, on his link on his Instagram story, he also put it. He said that if you've ever been offended by
titty meat.
There you go. You ever been offended by a joke I've told? Here's a link to my official apology. And he put a link to a website that sells helmets for people with special needs.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he basically, in essence, obviously flipped the bird to everybody who didn't like my joke. Here you go. And he kind of pushed it to another level there. So
it's just so weird. There's been way worse jokes told by on Netflix specials.
Mm-hmm.
Not worse as in worse, not funny, but worse as in edgy. Jim Norton's whole special is on the edge. Nobody gave him shit about it, or maybe they did, but maybe Matt Rife's just, in the limelight right now. That's why they're.
Matt Rife is is he he's in that genre of, he's like a TikToker, right? Or is he like a?
He has a lot of videos on TikTok.
He's who's that Vaughn? And
Theo
who's that?
Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn and. Anyway.
Well, what you're thinking, it's how they've gotten noticed. He's been a stand-up, both of them, Theo Vaughn and Matt Rife, has been stand-up comedians for years. They're just learning how to play the game on social media, and so they got noticed. So that's actually how he ends the special, because the only thing he posts is crowd work, and he's super fucking good at it. He's really funny. But he's known online for crowd work, and he doesn't do it on the Netflix special. And then he ends it with, he tells a joke and he goes, and you thought I could only do fucking crowd work, drops the mic and walks off.
Yeah.
So yeah, he made his bones on social media, but he's not like somebody that just got on TikTok. They just learned to use TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, to their advantage. So I just want to clear that up.
Someday we'll learn that as well.
No shit, right?
Yeah. I know. I'm kind of with you. It's like any. That's why I respect the comedian. I don't love that type of joke either, right? But again, at the same token, you kind of know what you're getting with a comedian like that. And like I said, you don't have to watch.
And if you're in the room that night, chances are good when you bought tickets, you already like this dude, so you know what you're getting into.
Well.
Right.
That's the thing.
The crowd
that's the line,
stuff.
Right? But he's really. He goes real fucking blue on crowd work too. He doesn't hold back. Even on the Instagram page, he still will rip people. So you probably shouldn't understand who you're getting at or who you're about to go see, because he even still will beat the shit out of people in a good way, in a good humor way. But yeah. Maybe not as blue as the domestic violence jokes was, but yeah.
Well, a lot of comedians have been doing that for years, though, too. Like you can even talk about Eddie Murphy. He
Oh,
said
yeah.
he made a joke about it. If you brought your kids here thinking I'm going to be up here with a big buckwheat wig, you were in a mother. He said it was a quote. You're in a motherfucking surprise.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to really know what like you say, you're getting into. Probably Richard Pryor maybe might have had some of that as well when he started making movies and stuff like that. So
Actually, there's no bigger example than Danny Tanner,
Bob Saget. Yeah.
Bob Saget. Jesus.
oh sure, yeah,
Mhm.
very blue.
People thinking they
comic.
were getting Full House, and like he was just blue
Sure.
as shit.
Right. But to your point, though, Dean, the guy stood behind his comedy. He's like, if you
Good.
don't like it, you got to flip you the bird, and
Fuck off.
yeah, you don't have to listen. And he even took it to the level of, the
Making another.
helmet for special needs
joke.
people
Yeah.
to go check out. Yeah, absolutely. So there you have it.
I'm judging.
All right.
I wouldn't like him probably. So I'm, like, there you go. That's all you need to do. If it's like
Right.
not for you, you don't. Like, whatever.
That's it. That's right. There's plenty of things to watch. Watch one of our episodes.
And
There
that
you go.
joke wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't as bad as like they're making it out to be. It's
Well, it was something like along the lines of, she wouldn't have had a black eye if she was a better cook or something like
Right.
It was something like that. Yeah. But
like,
Yeah.
I'm saying it as in the idea of like I've heard much worse from much different comedians.
oh, sure.
Like if
Yep.
if are you guys familiar with Anthony Jeselnik?
Hmm.
It was along that line of joking, Nick. Like if
That's
you,
kind of the vibe I get from him. Is like that he's something. I kind of thinking him in my
actually,
head. Like
but that's the thing is that joke was the hardest one he did.
yeah.
The rest were just kind of good humored, like he's just a good comedian.
Yeah.
That was the only Jeselnik-esque joke.
Yeah.
Like the one that like really like, oh shit. that's
Right.
It's a little dark. The rest was fine. So I think you'd like him. Yeah, if you like Anthony Jeselnik, don't think that you're, especially from this article, that you're going to be offended by this guy at all.
Yeah.
Because not even close. If you like Jeselnik, this is good. You're fine.
All right. There you go. I was like your line, Dina. You said that's like you said. That's not funny as an opinion.
Yep.
All right. Well,
I
one
think we
opinion
just
out
found
there.
the name of this fucking episode.
There you go. There you have. Yeah, maybe. Absolutely. Okay. So, as Gen Z, let's get to our Ask an Idiot question here, guys. So, as Gen Z enters early to mid 20s, so like my daughter is a Gen Z. She's 23. They also call them Zoomers. Some Zoomers are now wondering, is clubbing dead, gentlemen? So in recent weeks,
So it is as simple as that. The question. Okay.
that's
If you would have
yes,
read the articles,
basically.
Dean, you would have known that already.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Nick. So in recent weeks, a handful of
There's a
TikTok
lot of
creators have made
words.
viral videos saying nightlife in 2023 is not what they expected. A sentiment has resonated with millions of viewers. Many older members of the age, so it's a group born between 96 and 2012. That's Gen Z. Grew up listening to party-forward music, pop music, and watching shows like Jersey Shore, in which clubbing was a way of life. So somebody said, I feel ripped off to a certain extent. Every song that came out when I was in elementary school and middle school was about getting crunk in the club. And I did look up the word crunk. It's basically like it's energetic. It's you're just having
You're
fun.
turnt.
It's
Yeah.
turnt. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I use the word turnt these days. Not crunk as much as I used to.
Yeah, well, sure,
You know what I
because
mean?
you're a hip gentleman and you say
Mhm.
turn.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm sitting back because he's creating so many one-liners that I can create a new intro for the
Sure.
for the beginning of the show, and it's all
That's
just
right.
him using these words.
It's time to get crunk. Convincing idiots.
I
Something
say
like
turnt more these days than I say crunk.
I like it. Yeah. Yeah, so that's getting into our asking. So I don't know if you guys were into any type of the club scene when you were younger, going out. It was something that I would go to clubs. It was a bit more prominent around the local area. I was not like out on
You
the
wore
dance
leisure
floor
suits
that
and
type
gold
of,
medallions and
not quite at that level. No, it was a little bit later than that. We're talking about the 90s here, but
18 or 19?
Huh?
18 or 19?
Uh-huh. The 1990s, yes. Yeah, you had to go in there. You had to turn in your pistol. You know what I'm saying? At the counter and stuff like that. The guy would put it behind the bar and everything.
Yeah,
you know,
well, yeah.
the piano
Madam.
players and so forth. Yeah. No, but it was clubbing something that did you
You know how
guys
many girls
do
he
it?
made out to the fucking song Camptown Races?
Sure. That's right.
A lot.
Little gun tricks and so forth. Yep, playing Pharaoh. Yep. So it was clubbing
He was
something
getting
you
those
guys
Susanna
were in?
right up the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There you have it.
it's like, son of a bitch.
There you go. Yep.
Trying to ask a fucking question.
Yep. So, was clubbing something you guys were into? Is it something that you missed?
The clubbing Brian
growing up?
remembers is actually from the cave when he used to had to club the girls over there.
There you go. That's right.
Sorry, I had to
That's
get it.
right. There you go.
That was worth it.
Yep.
That was good.
Sorry,
Yep.
Brian. Go ahead.
No, but was it something that you did? Was it something that you miss? Or are these days, is the current social scene for you much better? And do you think the social scene for younger people, is it just changing and everything else? The article gets into a lot of that stuff as well. These younger people
Okay.
or sort of get through the pandemic was a huge impact as well, because people had to stay home. They learned to, plus they have these, obviously they have phones. They grew up with phones and devices to connect that way. So it just, people aren't used to having to go out to be social. In our generations, certainly we had to. It's just, it wasn't, the technology wasn't there. Certainly not for me and Dean, Nick, not even that much either. Where if you want to go out and hang out with people, you had to leave the house, go out and
Right.
be out there and hanging out and socializing and stuff like that. So just any thoughts that you have there? Let's maybe start there. Is that something that you did? Is it something that you miss? Or is it like, no, what I'm doing now is a lot better, just hanging out, low-key breweries? And do you think it's different for kids, younger people today out there? So, Dean, go ahead.
The explanation was as long as the fucking article he sent us. All right, so
This fucking guy. Can you believe this, Brian? Can you believe this disrespect on your
That's right.
show?
That's right. We'll talk about fucking clubs when I see him again. Yeah, that's fine.
fucking clubs. How are you doing that one? All right, so to answer your question, to start off, I went to clubs very rarely. Maybe like a couple times a year. I wasn't a club. I've never been like big into like crowds. So when you put a
don't
crowd,
say.
right? But to get around people where it's like shoulder to shoulder, and I mean, I'd have to get. And when they did pull me down to these clubs, I would have to get drunk real quick to even. Then I would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Drunk Dean, has no problem with any of that. But sober Dean, no, I never liked them, never dug them. And I think the kids of today, and maybe I'm off on this. Maybe you guys can call me on this, but like how do I put this without sounding really old and really right wing? Which I'm not, but the all right, then I'll just say it. Maybe the wokeness in kids today, maybe the club atmosphere doesn't allow, or maybe it's not meant for that thought. Like, again, I'm just saying the way I remember clubs. I remember a lot of clubs of there was no asking.
Dean's
there
date
was
rape dens.
no, come on. It wasn't date rape. I'm talking about just like dancing on the dance floor. You would dance and then turn around and start dancing with whoever was literally next to you, and just things were grinding and smushing and mushing, and there was a lot of that, And that's my question: is this generation? Are they not? And again, I'm not faulting somebody for obviously trying to be respectful respectful to themselves and their own body, but does it not lend to the club atmosphere? The whole not, again, I'm trying
Asking
not to
for
get myself
consent.
yeah, I know. I that's what it was, but I don't mean it like that.
Pussy.
You know what I mean? I knew how it was going to come off, so I let Nick say it. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, what I'm trying to say, like, I'm trying not to be, I don't mean this to be disrespectful at all. But and again, I could be way off base. Obviously, I'm 42 fucking years old. I don't know anything the way kids think or whatever. It's just what I hear in the zeitgeist of life right now. So, anyways, Nick, fucking save me here. I don't know. Fuck.
Anyway, as much as Dean would like to wax poetically about a simpler time when you used to be able to slip a simple pill in a girl's drink and get fucking laid that night, I am going to tell you no.
That's how we met.
No, I don't know. I get what you're saying though with that, Dean, but also I do think that is that is one way to look at it. But I think like, especially like with the introduction of dating apps and like, kids are like just as much as like fucking dirtbags with each other as they've always been. In fact, I think they're in some ways even it's more relaxed, it's more casual than ever before to hook up with people and with different apps and stuff to just everybody knows what they're getting into. Trying to fuck, swipe, there you go, and then on your way. So I feel like that element, I get what you're saying there
like
with the club element and stuff, but like I definitely think it's not for the sake of that like kids are in a different mental space with that. I think it's just
there are
like
probably
Brian said,
kids that go
sure,
no, I would never
put
myself
there are some
in that situation, which I kind of felt fucking the same thing.
Yeah. Like for me personally, like I don't know if what really constitutes as a club. Like if you're talking like Jersey Shore club, you go out to the club and it's on only at nighttime, and that's the it's a lot of the places I went to
the Harry Buffalo in Akron.
Okay,
that was the one we would go to.
Yeah,
on a random Saturday night.
Like a lot of places I would go
really
would be like
loud music.
Yeah, would be like bars.
Ask the DJ to turn it down. I'm like, does it need to be this loud?
I go to like bars that at a certain time there'd be a DJ up there, and then there's a dance floor, and then there's different places like Red Fox and Cuyahoga Falls when I lived out there. That was a big spot at night. Fucking what was that? It was a Wing Warehouse and turned into something over on 619 they had like a DJ booth above the dance floor. So it was a regular bar, a nice sports bar, but after like 10 o'clock, the whole vibe changed. So I used to go out to the places like that. So I don't know if they were like clubs necessarily, but definitely a club environment. I do think at the time, I think it's important to distinguish the age thing.
Sure.
Absolutely. It is way more. It is that environment, that vibe, that whole thing is such a blast. Like it's nice to go out and have like some drinks at a brewery and have a laid back thing, but like that's for people our age. Like when you're their age, like I don't want to fucking do that. That's not as fun as what that was back in the day. When you're out there and like mingling with people, meeting new people, having adventures that night, drunk stories, like stuff like that is just, it's different, but it's important to distinguish that these are the kinds of things you do when you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You're just a sad person if you're still doing that stuff.
Right.
At that age, if you're coming out with drunk stories and crazy things, and I don't know what happened to my phone and you're like my age, like you're sad. Like that's pretty sad.
If you don't wake up on a Sunday morning with just that gut feeling that you should apologize to everybody because you have no clue what the fuck happened the night before.
Yeah,
you're doing it right there.
Yeah,
that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but I think it is like it's subjective to each their own. But like certainly there is something to be said for the way people are raised, and that there's a lot more. People have always had social anxiety, for example, but it's not been as prevalent as it is today because there's, like Brian alluded to, the way kids of a certain vintage or age have been raised to always have the ability to connect with people, sometimes not even having a face to connect to, or maybe not ever meeting the person in person. It definitely trains your brain in a different way and how you can connect with people. So the idea of going out and mingling with people outside of the group that you went there with, or, meeting new people is maybe not as inviting as it was when each of us would have been younger. And like you said, that's how you met new people. We didn't, I mean, yes, I grew up with the internet, but we had like AOL chat rooms. We didn't have like Facebook and shit, or we couldn't game online with people and like, meet people that way or anything like that. So it is definitely a different environment. So I think you'll always kind of lean towards, if you feel good about, when you grew up and how you grew up and you look back with fond memories, you'll always look at when you grew up as a good time. So from my vantage point and enjoying the way that I grew up and the experiences that I had in clubs or bars or meeting people that like I would love for kids to experience that too. But if they're just not in that headspace or they're not built that way to want that, then maybe they wouldn't enjoy that. But it's definitely a different environment, and I do feel like it's hard to say what it's like now, right? Because like I haven't been to a place like the one that I just described in probably 10 plus years. So
maybe we should do a convincing idiots field trip and go to
convincing
the three of us
idiots
go to a club.
But are there any even around? I don't even know if there's any
I have no
around.
clue.
I'm sure. Something. Yeah. You can find somewhere in Cleveland, Akron, something. I mean, shit. There's probably.
I went to a Turkish nightclub the other day. That's for another time.
All right.
They were showing a Paul Giamatti film.
That's right.
Brian, what about you? Were you like, what's the, like, you said in the 90s you did all that stuff, so like...
We did that stuff, and the article is funny, it gets into stuff too, like, young people don't have as much disposable income, so they're doing a lot more doing other types of things, like apartment gatherings, local bars and stuff. I'm like, that's what we did. I mean, when I was maybe everybody does, I don't know, we certainly did, so back in the 90s, that was some of my...
Kids are poor, but it is.
Yeah. But that's okay because we had, those are the fun times to me. Those moments of getting the friends together, and you hang out prior, like you're pre-gaming, if you will.
Yep.
You're hanging
at the
out,
house,
socializing. You're probably playing drinking games or whatever it is, and you're chilling. There were a lot of times I didn't even want to leave the house because I was having so much fun just hanging out with the friends.
Right.
But you have to go out and be seen. You have to go out and try to meet people. It was almost like a pressure thing where we would go out and venture out, hang out for a couple. We wouldn't even leave the house at half the time until
now
11.
The pressure's on my hemorrhoids.
Right, exactly. But so it was a thing we did. There were those type of places were definitely prevalent all through Akron. The Vault was a big place in downtown Akron. It was an old bank that they converted. It was actually pretty cool. But it was fun. It was just. No, you know what? I did go to the Inner Belt one time with Cunningham's twin sisters, and it was one of the funnest nights that we had out because there was zero pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You're in.
Yeah.
You knew you were going to get laid that night. No pressure.
It's a gay bar in this area. People obviously don't know that. I was not hit on or whatever. I was not looking for anybody. We just hung out and it was fun. But anyway, so I don't know. And actually that part of me, that has never changed to where the socialization, hanging out with friends, that's what I like to do back then. And that's what I prefer to do now.
Same.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So in many respects it's changed. And in many respects it really hasn't changed all that much too. You know what I mean?
I'm glad we grew up when the era, and I know every generation says it, but I'm glad we grew up in the era and the way that we did. Like being this age at this moment is terrific. Have we let everybody else know the secret of like how awesome it is to be like a middle-aged white guy in America these days? Like, fuck, it's amazing.
Yeah,
sure.
It is. I mean, I feel great guilt in saying it, but it's pretty carefree. When you
and
really
also realize that the podcast didn't get to see me roll my eyes after that joke. I'm like, all right, I just come off as an asshole. All right, that's fine.
All right, good conversation here, guys. So, I think we're all fairly uniform in our mindset there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all wearing uniforms this evening. So if you're watching us on video, so that's gonna
cheeky bastard.
There you have it. So We're going to use one of Nick's suggestions this evening in our main topic. That'll be coming up after the
We're
break.
gonna put our thumbs in our ass. All right, fine. Good Lord,
No, that was
How
your-
many?
Nick's been asking for that for years.
I'm all
That's
full
always-
up at 2 over here. Who wants to help?
There you go. Like, it's always a suggestion every week.
I'm gonna
You
give
know,
him
I
the
don't know.
Fonzie.
Hey.
Hey.
It's close, but actually, we're going to talk about some of our favorite sports uniforms of all time. Could be any sport. All right, so we're going to give you our idiot Mount Rushmores of favorite sports uniforms of all time. I'm going to give those to you. Go ahead.
I mean, we can do this off air, but I just wanted to double check. Cuckolding is a sport, right?
Yes, absolutely. You're able
put
to.
that. I can put that.
You're
back
able
on
to
my
watch
list.
for hours. I give you a lot of credit, Dean.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it without you, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have staying power.
Dean's in there. They have people come in and have to put the drops in his eyes, like the fucking Clockwork Orange, because he just
That's
doesn't
right.
even want to blink and just keep watching. Yep. A lot of credit.
Watching you go at it is like watching a silverback gorilla. It's pretty exquisite.
That's right.
It's like a gorilla in the mist here.
Because of all the gray hair on his back?
That's right.
Very good.
This segment has jumped the shark. We'll be back for segment number 3. Convincing idiots. There you go.
Next up, Darren Dalton. What? You're out of uniform.
Coach, Zuma stripes are in.
Dalton, you need glasses.
Right, Coach. Philly Zuba's glasses from McDonald's.
Score big at McDonald's with Philly's glasses in 2 hot Zubas designs. Each only 79 cents when you order a bacon Swiss quarter pounder, a large fry, and a medium Coke Classic, or any other extra value meal.
Now what?
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Ready to come back. Segment 3 live. 5, 4, 3.
And welcome back to the podcast. Podcast fans, segment number 3 of Convincing Idiots is here. Now, gentlemen, we just had a big sports weekend. We all love sports. It's a big time of year for sports. Football, both college and pros, are in full swing, getting geared up for the postseason play. We have the NHL and NBA in full swing, almost nearly halfway through their seasons. It's a big time of year for sports. It is also the season of giving. It is nearly Christmas time, and many people might even have a lot of sports jerseys on their Christmas lists. They're a very hot item. A lot of people like to wear them. A lot of people love them for many, many, many years, and cherish them and enjoy different designs even. So for segment number 3 of Convincing Idiots, gentlemen, we are going to discuss our personal Mount Rushmores of all-time sports jerseys / uniforms. If you want to go whole uniform, whatever, but anything you want, man. Anything, pro, college, whatever, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, baseball, whatever you want. So cuckolding, as you mentioned so eloquently in the segment before. But our Mount Rushmores of sports jerseys, uniforms over the years. So once again, hell, if you want to get creative, if you want to go different versions of uniforms from same teams, whatever. There are no rules, just your favorite. That could be because they're aesthetically pleasing to you. It could be because they hold special memories for you, or whatever the case may be. So
Anything, huh?
anything.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm regretting that, because once Dean gets ideas, I start to regret things that I may have said. But Brian, why don't you start us off? What's the first submission on your Mount Rushmore of all-time sports jerseys or uniforms?
One of my all-time favorite uniform actually is on my Christmas list as well, Nick. I am planning a trip with some friends I used to go clubbing with.
Okay.
Getting crunk with.
Getting crunk.
Getting turned with.
Getting litty as a titty.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
To the city of Boston for St. Patrick's Day in 2024.
Cool.
And one jersey that I would like that I do not have is a green Boston Celtics Larry Bird jersey. So that green Boston Celtics uniform, the classic one, the just Celtics.
You
in
don't
white.
have that one?
I don't have that one. I
Do you
have
have
a
the white
college one? I don't have the white one either.
No.
I have a. Go
Oh,
ahead.
you have a kid's one.
Yes, in the basement. You
I
saw
was
it
saying,
hanging in the
I've
basement.
seen a Larry Bird jersey in your house. Like I know you have.
really thought you were
Okay.
hunting for a joke.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's he
Nope.
going with this? This is
No,
fun.
I'm like,
No.
I'm sure, I'm certain. It's green though, right?
It's green. It's a medium-sized adult jersey that I used to wear in high school.
So Nick can
but
wear
I
it.
cannot wear it. They can wear it now. Absolutely.
That's not a joke. My jerseys are medium. So yeah.
Yeah, I can wash that jersey, and Nick can wear it. Absolutely.
Actually, basketball jerseys I order in a small because I don't want them to fit baggy. So I like, I want them to fit more like a tank top. So because jerseys run bigger, so basketball jerseys are in a small, but yeah, football and hockey jerseys are in mediums for me.
Do you only have the mustache so we don't completely think that? Never mind. Go ahead. Get myself canceled here.
It's mascara he has on there or something like that.
Well,
no, but that's
he wears that too. But that's not just on the mustache.
Man equals fat. Get fat or don't be a man.
Hold on. Let me defend that. He's Brian. He has just made the joke like that. Does everything in his power because, like, oh my God, he needs to stay fit. You want to go and watch another human being put on a fucking clinic eating? Go out to eat with this motherfucker.
Yeah, I couldn't gain weight if I wanted to.
Yeah, I know. Like,
I'm trying all the time.
It's like Heathcliff or Garfield eating a goddamn lasagna, watching this boy eat, and he still looks like this. So don't give me a bit like, that this was purposely done.
Yeah, it's like motherfucking the Shaggy, the Scooby Doo,
exactly.
Like that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
My body is a temple. Eat shit, and you probably
if you put enough Frank's Red Hot on that shit, you bet your ass. No pun intended.
I'll put that on. See what happens.
I'm bringing it back in.
Bring it back.
Just a classic uniform.
All right.
The white Celtics uniforms are awesome. I love the green ones better, and it takes me back to the Boston on the road in LA and all those finals in the 80s. They played 3 times in the finals in the 80s. The Lakers won 2 of the 3, but that's okay. Just Boston on the road against anyways, it just takes you back to those memories. So the green classic, all these other variations, all that shit, fuck all that shit. Boston Celtics that's it. It's the white Celtics or the green Celtics, but I prefer the green. That's it. One of my tops. Dean, what do you got? What's one of yours?
All right, I'm gonna go not only retro but classic. I'm going to just a regular from the 1930s up until the 70s. Just a pinstripe New York Yankees jerseys. Just classic, wholesome. Like when you think baseball. That's what that pops into your head amongst other jerseys, but like that is one of. I'm not a Yankees fan, but still, it's iconic. The mass amount of human beings that wore that jersey that are now in Cooperstown is astonishing.
Mm-hmm.
Tradition. There you go.
And they still put the names on the jerseys.
No names. Today. It's because it's all about the team.
Mm-hmm.
So. The old school pinstripe Yankees jersey.
Okay.
Nikolai.
Fantastic. For my first one, I'm just going to start out easy here. The Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Dawned first in 1993 by the expansion Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, owned by the Disney franchise, made after the films, the Anaheim or the Mighty Ducks. And it's so funny because this is not the only one on my list this is the story for, but when these first came about, people were kind of like, they named them after a Disney movie, and they're actually going to be called the Mighty Ducks, and it was a little silly. But this has aged so incredibly well
Sure.
to this day. This is one of the most popular hockey jerseys, period. This was my team growing up because when I got into hockey, I didn't know who to like, but I knew I saw the Mighty Ducks movies, and there was an actual team called the Mighty Ducks. And then, lo and behold, what later became my hero, Paul Correa, played for them, and I was drafted by them, and I grew up idolizing him, and that's whose jersey this is, as a matter of fact. But I love these jerseys, specifically these white ones. I just think as I'm showing in the video here, the background of the teal it pops, and it just looks so crisp and clean
Great
on a
logo.
white jersey. So yeah, it's iconic, and even to this day, the Anaheim Ducks still will use these as a third jersey, or when they do like throwbacks or reverse retros, they'll do some variation of the duck with the cross sticks. And I just think they should go back to them full time. They're just they're so iconic and classic, and everyone loves them. But yeah, these are an all timer for me. And like I said, just in hockey circles, these are widely considered one of the best. And I mean, also I tend to like a lot of jerseys, much as you guys will have on your list, I'm sure, jerseys from when you were younger, and versions of jerseys you saw growing up. This was one definitely from my childhood. So the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim hockey jerseys are the first on my list. Brian, next.
Very good. Well, similar to how the Yankees, for many, either invokes rage and hatred or a love of the team and tradition, this uniform, I think, invokes similar feelings for the NFL. Of course, Nick and I are a little bit biased on this one here. I like the white classic Dallas Cowboy uniforms. Those white uniforms with the silver helmet and the Navy star to symbolize the Lone Star State has not changed in many, many years. The team started in 1960. They had different uniforms then, and if you watch, the Thanksgiving game, they wore the throwback uniforms back to that era that they wore maybe for a season or so, with the the white helmet with a navy blue star. Then they shortly went to the silver after that. The players, the amount of Hall of Famers that wore that silver star and that white classic uniform, it really does. It's like the Yankees in that respect too. It's just so many great players that I've loved throughout many generations. Roger Staubach, Tom Landry is the coach on the side. There's so many wore that classic uniform. A lot of heartache and this and that and the other. And again, Dallas is like the equivalent of the Yankees in many respects in football. You love them or you hate them, probably. That's it. There's not a whole lot in between because of the tradition and the fandom and this and that and the other. But I like the uniform. That's it. So that is on my list. That Navy uniform they have now, fuck that. I don't care for that. It's too. I don't.
Well, they never wore them that much because they didn't have a good record in them, right? They always because they wear the white jerseys at home, and then in the NFL, white jerseys are also the road color. So only in the event that they play on the road and somebody wants to wear a light jersey, do they really ever wear the Navy? Right. They always wear white.
That's right. Yeah, they had bad luck with other. You're right. The Navy's not as good luck. You're exactly right. So anyway, that's it. Dallas Cowboy white classic uniform. Dean?
All right. I'm going to stick with the Nick's expertise here. And I'm going new school. I'm going cocky. I'm going the Krakens.
It's a good. That one almost made my list.
I fucking love even the S. I like the classic one they just put up for the
Winter Classics are gorgeous. Winter Classic
with the tentacle, but just the regular S. The color, the look, like the symmetrical, like it's a beautiful jersey. Yeah. And I'm a huge fan. I was telling Brian last night. I love the hockey uniform. Like the look, because every other sport has like everything's tight to the body, like, and they got like the big baggy like shorts or whatever you want to call them, but like it just looks cool. The hockey jersey itself, the uniform looks cool with everything together in it and on it and stuff. But but for the actual logo and jersey itself, I love the new Kraken's jersey. They look cool. Fun logo. Fun name. So
And fun fact about the Winter Classic jerseys, the way they're designed is the same design, that striped pattern. Seattle used to have a team back in the early 1900s. They were actually the first team to ever win a Stanley Cup. And the Seattle Kraken, the first Seattle team that won a cup, they used that pattern of that jersey for the Winter Classic jersey, but they implemented the navy blue, the light sea blue, and that cream kind of white into it, and made those the three stripe colors. But yeah, the Kraken nailed it with their jersey. Actually, that's who the Leafs play tonight, and I had it on the TV. Every time I watch the Kraken, I'm just like, those jerseys are so gorgeous. Awesome. They just fucking nailed it. They're incredible. Good pick.
They slap.
They do. They slap, as the kids say.
Did I use that right? Did I use that correctly? Hey,
look at me. You did.
Look at me.
Great. Right. Good pick. Good term. Good all around. There we go.
All right.
Brian.
Nick. No, I'm sorry.
No. I'm going to keep a Cowboys here.
You just talk so much, I thought you had already gone.
I'm going to keep a Cowboys here with my next submission. This will not be as popular with a lot of the hardcore Cowboys fans because they are not popular, but I love the double stars. I love the double stars. I love the crisp white jersey here. I like the blue sleeves and just that big star right on the shoulder. When I look at that big star, I literally think of growing up watching Emmitt Smith, lowering the body and just shouldering with those stars just right through the pile. I know that people did not enjoy these jerseys. I think for similar reasons, right? The records just weren't good in playing in these uniforms and the superstition that goes with it. But man, I love the team that the triplets played in these jerseys. I actually have obviously the Emmett one in the white, and then I have the inverse of it, the dark blue with the white sleeves of Troy Aikman as well with the double star. I just love them. I think they're just I like when the logo, like same deal. Right now we're watching a Cowboys Seahawks game, and the Seahawks are wearing throwbacks where they have the Seahawk right there on the armbands, on the sleeves. And I just think it's really cool when they incorporate the logo, because a lot of times, a lot of football jerseys can be plain. They're just the color scheme, but all the logo work and everything's usually done on the helmets. But I like when teams incorporate their logo on the physical, like on the jersey themselves. So I've always loved those Cowboys jerseys. Those are the ones that I chose to buy when I was getting Emmett and Aikman and stuff like that. But big fan of the double star jersey. What, they were 96, 97, something like that? 95?
It was the 94-95 season. They wore it. They won 2 Super Bowls in a row.
Right. Then
they brought those out to wear the 2 stars to symbolize the 2 Super Bowls they won in a row. They wore them in the later half of that season. They went on the road, wore those, lost at San Francisco in the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
Never wore them again.
Ever again. Yep.
Until they brought them back as the alternate throwbacks many years later. But Aikman and those guys never wore those jerseys again after that loss in the championship game.
Yep.
That was it. But then the next year they went on and won the Super Bowl with Barry Switzer against Pittsburgh, and that was it. Yeah. Anyway, but they are cool jerseys. I give you that.
Yes, yeah. So aesthetically pleasing. Didn't have the amount of success in those as the other ones, but right. Yeah, thank you. No success, but aesthetically pleasing.
Exactly.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, Brian, what do you got next?
I'm sticking with football. One of my favorite football uniforms of all time, and they're wearing. You can see these uniforms this year, actually, again, as the alternate throwback uniform of the Tennessee Titans, the Houston Oilers uniform.
Sky blue,
powder blue. The powder blue, beautiful jersey, and then just to me, one of the best NFL logos of all time. Just the simple, was it the oil well thing that they had on the side?
The oil rig.
Oil rig, the white helmet,
the moon firing that football.
You could, that's the guys you picture. Earl Campbell, that scene with Earl Campbell just barreling over people,
right?
Wearing that uniform, and like you say, Warren Moon, just lighting it up,
firing that fucking rocket.
Passing. Absolutely. So I love that uniform, and it's good to see it again this year as Tennessee's throwback here. So the Houston Oilers.
Very good.
Yep.
All right. You know what? Let's stick with football. I Again, you guys showed your biases coming through. And I have this new poster back here. If you're watching
Where do those
on YouTube,
likes keep coming from? Do you see those?
the white,
The like bubbles, the thumbs up bubbles
I don't see them.
on the. Okay, never mind.
Thumbs up bubbles.
Yeah, Brian, there was one on the screen earlier when in segment number 1, and there's never mind. We can cut this out. Keep going, Dean. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know
They
what's
just showed up in
happening
front of
here.
Dean again.
We had that such a weird effect with Nick had the fireworks. Remember a couple weeks ago, the screen went dark and the
yeah.
fireworks lit behind him.
Yes,
Do you
that's
have a
right.
settings set up? I mean, we can cut this part out, but like, do you have a
I
settings
don't-
set up?
There was
I
like a
don't
little
know.
like bubble that went up in front of Dean, and then it like went like.
Yeah, maybe
And Brian
maybe
had
it's
one
like,
earlier.
maybe it's
Well-
like an iPhone thing, or you know what I mean?
I don't know. We are broadcast. Well, I should have told you this. We are broadcasting live in Botswana. I should have mentioned that to you.
Oh, there you go.
They're fans. They're fans.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. So
All right.
I don't know. So hi, Botswana.
Sometimes bots want to
Yeah.
give you a thumbs up.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So if we want to cut that, it's up to you. But all right. So
That's
my
all right.
next pick.
Keep it
All right.
rolling.
My next pick. Since you guys want football, I'm gonna stick with the football theme. With poster back here, my son had the school book day where they could buy the books, and he thought of his dad, got me a Cleveland Browns poster, and that's the jersey, the uniforms I'm gonna go with. And I'm talking about like rugged old school 80s Bernie Kosar simple white jerseys, just with the stripe on the arm, orange helmet. Fuck, Brian, did they even have the stripe on the legs yet? Or they were just white pants, right?
No, they had the stripe on the leg.
Did they? Maybe just one brown stripe. Now they
Yeah,
have
it's very
like
simple,
a
very basic.
multiple. Yeah, but I love the old school Browns jersey. I love the brown helmet. Now, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy. It was a change having that white helmet for kind of the throwback this year.
I do
It was
like
different. It was
Yeah.
a cool look. I mean, kind of a throwback to like Otto Graham and the
Mhm.
very, very early Browns before they had
that.
the
Mhm.
orange helmet.
Yeah.
But I'm a sucker for the Cleveland Browns. I'm a sucker for the uniforms. So that is the next one on my list. The Cleveland Browns.
Nice.
Such a winning tradition since the Super Bowl era, Nick.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Excellence.
All
in
right.
mediocrity and disappointment.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Go ahead. Yeah.
For
It's
my
kinda fitting
next
that
one,
that it was me saying it.
the standard, the gold
Mhm.
standard. Yes.
It really is. Yeah.
So much like my Mighty Ducks pick, this is another one that I grew up with and aged really well. I'm going to go with the purple Barney jerseys of the
That's
Toronto
fun.
Raptors.
Yeah.
Nobody
These were
said we
there.
had to bring the actual jerseys. To
Well, no, it just so happens that I have
presentation
them.
here. Jesus.
So
Yeah,
I
you're
brought the
fucking
ones that I
ill-prepared.
have. But yeah,
Vince
I've
Carter,
got
is that
my
Vince Carter?
I got my Vince Carter Toronto Raptors jersey right
yeah.
here.
Mhm.
Love the nameplate. Love just they called these
I'm a fan
the
of the
Barney
name.
jerseys because they were a. There you go. Yeah, right. They had that just I like the look of it. The big NBA jerseys in the '90s were so great with the big logo somewhere, just a
crazy
fucking
nuts.
just a big crazy.
Right.
Milwaukee Bucks had a really great one with just a big menacing deer head on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
thinking
yeah, man,
about
like
it,
this.
Cavs were
Actually,
terrible
that-
back then. Yeah.
I could
Go
probably
ahead.
find something like that on eBay or whatnot, right?
Sure.
What
Because he's like a fan of dinosaurs and stuff, and to have
oh
a jersey
yeah,
with
yeah,
a
you
name
get
on
a
it.
Vince Carter jersey for sure. Yeah,
That's not a bad idea there. All right.
yeah,
Mhm.
yep. But yeah, man, I just love the look of them, the big dinosaur, and like again, it represents the beginning of the Raptors. And I got on board fairly early when they became a team, and fell in love with Vince Carter and stuff. So they were not a good team, but there was a couple bright lights. Tracy McGrady played in these jerseys as well. But definitely they've aged well, right? And for a long time, these were kind of scoffed at as like a silly jersey, and then as time went on, they wear these as throwbacks now. The Raptors do, and people love them. I mean, they're some of the fastest selling jerseys. Anytime they bring them back as like a retro jersey to wear again, and I just adore them. So yeah, the Toronto Raptors jersey. I like got the silver and black little squiggly line. Just it's something completely outside of the box at the time.
Yeah.
That nobody had a jersey that looked anything like that, and so yeah, I just love the OG. 95 Raptors jerseys.
Very
Next, Dean.
Nick.
Is it Dean or
Or
am I
Brian,
next?
I'm sorry.
it's
You.
Brian.
Yeah,
It's
you
Brian.
did Brian. I'm sorry.
At least I'm not the only one getting out of order here.
That's okay. Yeah, that jersey there, Nick, I can picture young Vince Carter slam dunking on a lot
yeah.
of people. With
That slam
jersey.
dunk competition. Well, actually, he
Yeah.
wasn't wearing that one. That was when they switched over to the other ones. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he was such a phenom. Like, it's insane.
Definitely a force. I'm gonna give you a baseball one here. I just think, again, maybe I'm biased because we're in Ohio, but the crisp, clean, the white and red Cincinnati Reds basic uniform, I think is just a classic uniform. Every time I see that, I picture you could go back to the Big Red Machine, the Cincinnati Reds of the 1970s. Although I wasn't watching baseball as much, I sort of started watching a little bit late 70s. I remember Johnny Bench and George Foster and that team, Pete Rose, absolutely. That team won a few, like 2 or 3 World Series of the 70s. Yeah. And then they won again in the 90s with a whole different group there. But to me, it's a classic uniform. They are literally the first professional baseball team in the major leagues, the Cincinnati Reds. And they still wear those uniforms. And they, of course, have different variations and this and that and the other. But still, that
pinstripes at one point,
pinstripes and sleeve, all this other shit. But just that basic red, white, just a beautiful shade of red with just a plain white C. Classic baseball to me. That's it. It's one of the best baseball uniforms, in my opinion, to this day. So, Dean, what else you got?
I'm going to stick with baseball, and I'm going to go also old school. Very specific here. 1975 to 1986, Houston Astros uniforms.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The red and orange kind of flat, kind of the line across the chest.
Yeah. It's like a rough color, like a
very rough color,
almost like thing. Yeah. Nolan Ryan.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is that helps is when you think of like these iconic jerseys, or your favorite jerseys, however you want to put it. Like, who do you see in them? I don't think any of us has named a jersey where you didn't have a player in mind.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Nolan Ryan, hands down, one of the greatest pitchers to ever lived. Just seeing him, in those iconic jerseys, and I love the color scheme, and it was so cool. Like I enjoyed. I'm not normally the biggest fan. I was looking through some of, we were doing the research for this. I was looking through some of these older jerseys, and the 70s weren't the greatest time for like really cool jerseys, but this caught my when I was a kid, and it does now. And they probably still maybe go back to these, throwback jerseys.
I think they do wear those as throwbacks.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
So Astros.
There you go.
Nice. Houston Astros.
Is that me? Am I up?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
You up?
Well, I'm going to go hockey again. And obviously, we've all brought up some of our favorite teams as well. I would be remiss if I did not bring a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey to the field. But same deal, because of the tradition and all that stuff, I go specifically to old school hockey. Johnny Bower, like, this is circa, if you're watching a video, I have a figure of Johnny Bower, 1950s into the 60s, the old school clad with the brown pads, old school classic white sweaters with the outlined maple leaf with the blue yolks on the top of the shoulders. Just brilliant jersey. Just absolutely love them. Obviously, I'm partial, but these jerseys really represent just old school hockey. I mean, that early era of just good. I mean, for talking, they didn't curve their sticks yet. I mean, goalies didn't even know how to drop down into the butterfly to make a save at all at this point. I mean, it was just you watch old videos, black and white. I mean, obviously, goaltenders, Johnny Bauer. This is not done so you can see his face on this figure. They literally didn't wear fucking masks back then. Goalies just didn't wear masks, and their faces would get all chewed up and shit with shots that came up higher. It's just,
So you look at a jersey like that,
old school
and
hockey
you
jerseys.
just expect blood stains on them.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that's part of
sure.
the uniform.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, you see like pictures back in those days, and they used to have like where they now have, nets around the board, glass. They used to just have chains. It was just fucking chain link fences around the boards, and people in suits just screaming, throwing each other into the screens and stuff, into the wire fences. And yeah, I love those Maple Leafs jerseys specifically. And the Maple Leafs actually the last couple years, Adidas with the jersey rights for the NHL, they've last couple of years they've put out what's called a reverse retro. So each team will put some type of jersey together, a design that is a callback to an old style of jersey, but maybe in a new way, like different color schemes, whatever. So the Maple Leafs actually did a version of that last year for the reverse retro, and the colors were inversed. So they used that logo with the big stitching on the outside, but it was white on the shoulders, blue sweaters, just brilliant, like absolutely perfectly done. And I've always wanted them to like bring those back, but I absolutely love those jerseys. So Toronto Maple Leafs, old school classic white jerseys with the blue shoulders. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, beautiful, simple logo. Really is. The leaf, and
it's had different variations over time. They've done different versions of the leaf, but it's one of those iconic things. Like you can never change. I mean, obviously they're called the Maple Leafs, but like you've got to have some variation of that logo, and that one especially really represents that old time hockey look.
Regardless, I think every one of us would have been disappointed if you didn't have them on your list.
Oh yeah,
one version, variation, or another.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
They mean too much to me.
Right. Absolutely.
Just like the Cleveland Browns. Dean.
I had to put them on the list.
Yeah.
Yep. Symbol of tradition of winning several,
right,
and so forth.
Yeah. Winning cups,
dashing of hopes and dreams.
Many years ago.
Yes. Okay, I got my fifth one here. I get football. I mean, just like you going back to football. The San Diego / LA Chargers. I just I've always liked those uniforms. Now, when I started watching football as a kid, it was the Dan Fouts and Kellen Winslow era of the Chargers in the early 80s, late 70s. So it was like the Navy helmet with the yellow lightning bolt and so forth. Now they've changed these over the years. They've gone back into the throwback, but the powder blue ones they have with the white helmet and the number on the side and the lightning bolt, and the Chargers have different variations even now and so forth.
They just wore those not long ago. Was it last week or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They have different. They have the Chargers have the most football, the most variations of a uniform in the NFL right now. But I don't know. I think it's a cool logo, a cool look. I've always liked the uniforms of the Chargers.
Very good.
So that's my 5. Dean, what else?
All right. To finish off my 5, I'm going to go a little outside the box. I know you guys are familiar because I've said. What's that?
Holding.
Yes. All right. This is baseball, but it's not a professional baseball team. It's not even a minor league team. There is and I didn't know this until just recently, but there is a league, a term for just below minor league ball that is called sandlot baseball. There are sandlot baseball clubs all around the area, as in United States. And this one, I've sent you guys these jerseys, the Nashville Dollies.
Yeah.
It has the fun retro, 70s looking stripes at the top coming across it. And it has a cartoon picture of Dolly Parton's face on the jersey.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, do these guys play in the same league as the Havana Bananas or the, what's the other one?
I thought maybe, but no, I don't think. I think this is just it's kind of almost a professional pickup league.
So it's like like a beer league, like what our polar bears team,
but
that
they
I play
get
on.
paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's an organization.
Oh man, how do they do that? I want to know.
I was
Probably
trying
just good
to-
at what they do.
because I've just seen a bunch of like different pictures of these jerseys being sold online, and I thought it was a spoof at the beginning. That's why I sent them to you guys for a joke. But then like I started looking into it, and then tonight I looked into it more, and it seems like and some of these guys are not athletic looking.
Mhm.
We'll say.
Okay. It's a recreational esque.
So maybe I don't know if they get paid or not. I can't say that for sure, but it seems like they're organized, or maybe they just have a really like one guy that's really good at putting together all this shit. I don't know, but like Dolly Parton's on it. She, I have to assume she's getting something right for the team to be named after
I would
her.
imagine. I mean,
Right?
can you call them Dolly? Well, not
They're
necessarily.
a Sandlot
Dolly.
baseball club based in Nashville, Tennessee, is what it says.
Yep.
Dolly's is not. I don't know that she. I mean,
No,
Dolly.
but they are. I mean, it's her face.
They're using her
on
likeness.
jersey.
Yeah, for
yep,
sure.
They're using her likeness.
Yep. Yeah, maybe.
So, but they're neat looking uniforms.
Yeah.
You can buy the jerseys online, and it's a Sandlot team, whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
I don't know.
Well,
Okay.
go ahead and everybody, when you're done with this, go ahead and look them up. Take a
Yeah,
look at
they're
the jerseys.
very cool. Yeah.
I guess
I
it's a
think they might be
local dudes playing baseball is what it is.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think this might be the only jersey that people aren't exactly familiar with on these lists. So
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah. The hat's even better. It's Dolly Parton on a baseball hat.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Yeah, if you can show. Yep, that's what it looks like. If you're watching on YouTube,
They
Brian's
kind of
showing the
look
picture.
like those Houston Astro jerseys you were talking about in the 70s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
got
with
that
a
feel to
different
them.
color scheme, and they got the Dolly Parton's head on them.
Right.
There you have it.
I have a type, I guess.
I kind of want a hat now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Nick, what else you got?
For my last one, okay, so I as you guys know, I brought this top to the table. I am a big fan of jerseys. I just love them. I the uniform is a big part of it. And the thing that I love amongst many things, the NBA is perfect at basically everything it does. One of my favorite things it does every year, they come out with city edition jerseys for all of their teams. Everybody has a new design, and there's some different variation. Like the Raptors, for example, always go with some black and gold scheme with the OVO and the Drake thing, and they do some throwback to the purple dinosaur uniforms and change up the color scheme, for example. My favorites at this, and they have hands down year after year won this competition every year, is the Miami Heat. They make Miami Vice color schemed jerseys.
Oh, okay.
With
That's
the neon pink and sky blue and black, and oh my god, it fucking pops. It slaps even. Holy shit. But there's been different variations. One year they were pink jerseys with the black and the numbers were blue, and then blue, the light blue, and the numbers were pink. My favorite ones, what do they call it? An ombre, where it like fades from one to the other. They had pink, neon pink / like sky blue, and it like an ombre on the jersey, and then numbers are black, and it says Miami and that Miami Vice like lettering in black across the front with the number. Oh my god, it's like just fucking amazing. They're so gorgeous. I like the Heat as a former Raptor. My favorite former Raptor plays for them currently, but I'm not necessarily a Miami Heat fan. But their jerseys, especially those city edition jerseys, when they take that Miami Vice thing, and their jerseys year after year are just the best, hands down. Like they do so well with those, and I could have picked any single one of them, but probably the one that the jersey it's like an ombre from pink to blue, and the way the black numbers and lettering looks on those jerseys.
Is this the only one on your list that you don't have an example of?
Yeah, I don't own this jersey, and I feel like I need it because actually Kyle Lowry, my all-time favorite Raptor, my all-time favorite basketball player, now plays for them. I feel like I need a Kyle Lowry jersey of that. But yeah, they're just gorgeous. But yeah, that's the only. Yeah, that's actually that is the most recent one on my list. I've got a lot of older ones, a lot of jerseys from when I was a kid, and from the old school hockey traditional jerseys, but that one is the most recent, and it's just they're brilliant, fantastic. So that's my 5.
All right, we'll do a quick recap of your top 5, and then if you have any honorable mentions, we can just rattle those off as well. So
yeah,
I'll give you mine real quick then, since I'm already talking. The green Boston Celtics, the white Dallas Cowboys uniform, Houston Oilers, mainly the powder blue jersey, I think is great. San Diego / LA Chargers, many variations of those, and the Cincinnati Reds baseball classic white jersey, red hat and logo. So there you have it. That's my 5. Dean, what's your 5?
My 5. I have these, no particular order. 75 to 86 Houston Astros with the red and orange scheme across the chest. The classic early 30s to the into the 60s pinstripe of the New York Yankees. I have the 80s Browns, 1980s Bernie Kosar era Browns uniforms, Cleveland Browns. The current Seattle Kraken. I guess there's no throwback to those yet, so there's just one era of the Seattle
in
Kraken.
season number 3 in their history.
Right. Yep. And then finally the Nashville Dollies, the Sandlot Baseball Club based out of Nashville.
All right.
Fantastic. My 5 are the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, circa 1993. I've got the 1995 inaugural season purple Dino Toronto Raptors jerseys. I've got the double star Dallas Cowboys jerseys, the Miami Vice Heat City Edition NBA jerseys, and the, of course, 50s, 60s Toronto Maple Leafs classic jerseys.
Very good. Any honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. I'll try to keep it short and sweet, but I've got a few. It was hard. It was hard to make.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, I have the Pittsburgh Penguins. They call them the Robo Penguin jerseys. They were worn in the 1990s by Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr. They have the Emperor Penguin. If you've ever seen it, it's kind of like almost a quarter side, like profile view of an Emperor Penguin, and it's in a triangle. And on the black jerseys, it has like a half 3-tiered gray line across it. Just were very, very 90s era, very beautiful jerseys. I love those Penguins jerseys. They actually, again, used those in a reverse retro jersey last year for Adidas and reimagined those, so I like those. Also, I have the honorable mention for the 1960s Team Canada jerseys. They won the gold medal in these with a young Wayne Gretzky. These are the white jerseys, if you've ever seen them. And 3/4 of the jersey is basically just a giant red maple leaf down in the corner, and it says Canada up kind of diagonally across it, and then the sleeves each have kind of like a red maple leaf on them. So those ones were pretty classic. And then was that it? Is that all I had?
There you go.
That might be my honorable mentions. There you go.
All right.
Very good. Dean, what do you got?
I just got 2. One, let's go not only retro and old school, but let's go a little outside the box. Boys and girls, the blue and you have the stars and the stripes, and it's patriotic. They were the beautiful uniforms of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, yeah. Great uniforms.
Sure. Yeah.
And then my number 2 honorable mention is black socks of anybody who gets cuckolded. Brian, what you got? Any honorable mentions?
Before, real quick, I do have a third. I forgot what my third was. I couldn't remember.
Go ahead.
The 1970s Toronto Blue Jays, the ones that are just like a V-neck shirt. They're like they're a powder blue, and they have cool. The old school Blue Jays on it, and say Blue Jays and that lettering from the 70s. Fantastic. That was my third one. I couldn't think of. But go ahead, Brian.
No, that's right. All good stuff. I got the Oakland / now Las Vegas Raiders. That's another classic NFL uniform, just intimidating. The black, the silver. They haven't changed those uniforms in many, many years as well.
Menacing.
So, yeah, exactly. You can picture so many good players playing in that uniform as well. I've always loved the teal, the Miami Dolphins uniform. Just a beautiful uniform. You take a picture like young Dan Marino with the teal. They wear those teal jerseys, I think, even this year for a throwback. And the original, fuck the modernized dolphin shit. The classic dolphin with the M helmet and shit and the flame. Those are just beautiful color scheme. It represents Florida and everything very well. A lot of great players in those old Dolphins uniforms. the powder blue Philadelphia Phillies uniforms.
I can picture Ray Finkel kicking that kick in that uniform.
You're right. Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Picture Mike Schmidt in the 80s wearing it.
Yeah.
Actually, Philadelphia has brought those back as a throwback as well. I just think it's a very cool color scheme. Philadelphia wore those, I think, in the early 80s with Pete Rose when he joined the team and they won their World Series back then.
Oh, yeah. Those were cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the Yankees, you can't forget the Dodgers. The LA Dodgers, I think, is a beautiful baseball uniform. They haven't changed.
I thought you were going to go with
forever.
Brooklyn when you were a kid.
No. No. Just
Okay.
the Dodger blue, the white, the classic Dodger script. They haven't screwed with those uniforms in many years, which is great.
Yeah. And in my memory, you just picture Tommy Lasorda just reaming an umpire in that oversized uniform.
Yep, that's right. With a fucking slim fast, all that shit. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And then the LA Rams uniforms, not the new ones. The current ones they have now, fuck all that shit. Like the 70s, 80s, the versions before they changed.
Royal blue and yellow.
Yeah. The first team that put the guy just decided he's going to hand paint a helmet. That's the first NFL helmet with a logo because some guy decided to paint a ram's horn on the side. I think that helmet is in the Hall of Fame, actually, in Canton. The first helmet with a logo. Yeah. Just that insignia was fantastic. The color scheme is beautiful. There you go. And Nick, I'm leaving one. The royal blue Dallas Cowboys uniforms, the royal blue jersey with the white. That was a uniform.
Don't you have a Dorset of
Drew
that?
Pearson. I have a Drew Pearson royal blue jersey. That was just a beautiful combination. But that color there was bad luck in the 70s, and they stopped wearing those, and they changed those to different. They hated wearing those at the time, but it was a great color scheme.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we got here, guys.
I have one more local shout out. One more. I'm sorry. I love jerseys so much, but God damn it, I would be remiss if I did not bring up this jersey.
Is it
grew up
Mike
with me.
Sub?
It is a local.
The 70s
local team.
Cleveland Indians.
No.
I did like those.
The IHL minor league hockey team, the Cleveland Lumberjacks, that I grew up going to their games.
Oh, yeah.
So fantastic with the beaver holding the log hockey stick and the buzzsaw blade around it.
Yeah.
And I love when Monsters do Lumberjacks weekends and they wear the Lumberjacks jerseys. I grew up going to those games. I've got my Lumberjacks jersey signed by all those guys from back in the day. And if you're not from here and you're listening, you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But look up Cleveland Lumberjacks. You'll see the one with the beaver logo. It's just fantastic. But yeah, man, I love same deal. 90s, big deal. That teal and the yellow and the black color scheme. I mean, it was teal. They did, man. The Charlotte Hornets, Mighty Ducks, Arizona Diamondbacks. I mean, everybody had it. Yeah, it was all over the place. It was all the rage. But Jacksonville Jaguars
have a part of it. Part of the Cavs had teal on it. Didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know if they did teal, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, color of the 90s. Yeah,
absolutely. So I think we solved it, guys.
That's right, Dean. We have solved the world's problems. We have, in fact, rode our way to the end of an episode, much like you could ride your way to the end of this episode or any episode on an electric bike from RPM Bike Shop. I've told you about it many times before. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you want to look up our friends at RPM Bike Shop, all you'd have to do is go to their Facebook, type in rpmbikeshop.com. You can go to their website, rpmbikeshop.com, which is actually what you want to type into the search bar, not .com part. You know what I'm saying. They're located in Carrollton, Ohio. Call them at 330-808-7792 and ride your way to the end of any podcast of your choice. But of course, it's going to be Convincing Idiots today on an electric bike from RPM Bike Shop. So there's that. But
excellent.
Yeah. So we have concluded another wonderful
What episode was this?
This was 167, I believe.
Wow.
Correct.
And that was your first read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty green. Yeah.
Sounded good.
So, thanks.
Tweaking here and there.
Feeling good. So anyway, this has been another fantastical episode of Convincing Idiots. If you would like to, and we think that you should, go find us on all your favorite social media accounts. Those can be found on our link tree. So go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots. Linktree, LINKTREE. And there you can find all the places that you can follow us and like us and rate us and review us and subscribe and all that fun shit. You can find all that stuff and so much more on our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. I was almost said rpmbikeshop.com, but that's not where you're going to find it. It's convincingidiots.wordpress.com. That's right. Ooh-wee.
You can find some of us on Grindr. Go ahead, continue.
That is true. That is true. So for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I'm Millennial Nick.
Oh, I'm that Zennial they call Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to add us to your podcast wardrobe for next week?
Black socks.
Hey, did you like that video? You know you did, and we know you did. So stop screwing around and go like that video, subscribe to our channel, and join us for some more.
Ham gravy.
Head feels like it's 40 goddamn pounds. But
So like one more pound than normal, huh?
exactly.
It's a whole extra pound than it usually is.